Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom if you're joining us online. We are going to begin our Shabbat morning service as we so often do when we're here in the Archer Chapel on page 192. You're all online. If you're online, we look fabulous. If we're in the room, you're all slightly off center, so I'll be slightly off center so I can be centered amongst you. All right, here we go. Matovu. Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 Matovu Ohale Yaakov Mishkinotecha Yisrael Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 Vani berochastecha Avo beitecha eshtacha el hechal kodecha beiratecha Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 Adonai ahavti me'on beitecha umekom mishkan kevodecha Bani eshtacha ve'echra'a evrecha lifnei Adonai osi. Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 Vani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berochastecha aneni be'emet yishecha Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la la yai la 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 We have many special things happening this very ordinary Shabbat morning. Later on, so that you're prepared, we will hear Torah from our new interim cantor Jessica Roskin, and also a Devar Torah from student Rabbi Ali Carpel. So I'm Cantor Mary Thomas, if you're joining online, and this is my last Shabbat at Temple Bethel. So we're going to do it old school as much as we can, because why not? All right, on page 194, we have the blessing Asher Yatzar, and this blessing is one in which we give gratitude for our bodies working in such a way that enables us to live, to breathe, and to be here and share in this experience. We read together, "Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. And we turn the page, and on page 196 and 197, we have blessings for our souls. It is no mistake that we have blessings for our body and our soul paired together right at the beginning of the service, because they are the two parts that combine together to make us the individuals and human beings that we are. We read together at the bottom of 197, "My soul came to me pure, drawn from the reservoir of the holy. All the time it remains within me. I am thankful for its thirst for compassion and justice. Let my eyes behold the beauty of all creatures. Let my hands know the privilege of righteous deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol besar ish." On page 198, and for the next three right-hand pages, we have the series of blessings, Nisim B'chol Yom, for daily miracles. These blessings impel us to see the things that we should be grateful for all around us. And while on any given Shabbat, we might not always connect with the suggested words, the concept is that each and every day, not just on Shabbat, not just when we open the prayer book, every single morning when we open our eyes, we should look around us and acknowledge that which we are, that for which we are thankful. So we're chanting together in Hebrew at the top of 198. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sech bivina, lehavchin ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kifufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz alayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadek aver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish harubim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layayin koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina meinai utnuma me'ai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Amen. And we take just a moment and close your eyes if you're comfortable, and lift up in your mind one miracle that you see in your life, in your surrounding today, and just hold on to it in your mind for a moment. We turn to page 224 with hearts filled with gratitude for the words of the Chatzi Kaddish, which is our divider, saying that we have arrived, that we are present, and that we're ready to enter into the heart of our service. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemir haba Be'alma divrach yireutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'hagala u'v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shemir haba mivarach le'alam v'yamayah Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitala shemei dekudsha v'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alema v'imiru Amen. Page 228. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha v'rachamim uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chochma asita mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha Ve'al me'ore or she'asita yifa'arucha sela or chadash al tzion ta'ir v'nizkeh kulanu mehera le'oro Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hame'orot. And together at the bottom of page 231, love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded, we saw that inner and outer worlds are one as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us as we climbed, fell back and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha Ve'hayu ha'dvarim ha'ele Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibartavam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu litotafot bein einecha uchtavtam Al mizuzot beitecha u'bisha'arecha lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. At the top of 239, as we prepare for the words of Mi Chamocha. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice. Mi chamocha ha'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot. Oh, Sefer Shira Chadasha Shibechu Geulim Leshimcha Sifat Hayam Yachad Kulam Hodu Vehimlichu Ve'ameru Adonai Imloch Olam Va'ed Tzur Yisrael Kuma Be'ezrat Yisrael Ufedechinu Mecha Yehuda V'Yisrael Go'aleinu Adonai Tzevaot Shemo Kedosh Yisrael Baruch Ata Adonai Gal Yisrael Adonai Sifatai Tito Ufia Kite Kilatefa Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotim V'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor El Elyon Gomer Chasid Tovim Ve'konei Hakol Ve'zoher Chassidut V'imachot U'mivih Yehuda Livnei Bnei Leman Shemo Ve'Ahavot Melech Koser U'Moshiach U'Magin Baruch Atah Adonai Magid Be'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechei HaKol Atah Ve'Hoshiach Morid Atah Ve'chakel Chaim Ve'chesed Mechayei HaKol Ve'rachamim Rabim Somech Nofetim Ve'rofei Cholim U'Matir Asurim U'Mechayim Nato V'Shem Melech Mimi to Bethlehem, U'Matziach Yeshua, Ve'leman Atal HaChayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai Mechei HaKol. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב בדבריך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר. Adir, adirei, Adonai, Ma'ashim bechol haaretz, Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu Malkeinu, Moshiach, Yoshiach, Please be seated. Yismachu on page 250, our prayer that anchors us into this moment. Make sure that we have in our minds that in fact it is Shabbat. And in fact, through keeping this day of rest and of joy, we are better able to see the beauty of the world. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshi, mekadeshi shvi'i. Kulam yisbehu b'tangu mituvecha. Bad yismechu b'malachutecha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto. Demdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit. Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit. Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. We take time now for silent prayer either offering the words on the page or the words in our hearts. Amen. Please rise. Oh, Israel, Ve'imeru, Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai, Gadol Shemo, Romimu Adonai. Be'ishachadu lehar kodsho, Romimu Adonai Eloheinu, Be'ishachadu lehar kodsho. Shabbat Shalom, Boker Tov. In this week's Torah portion, Moses avoids a near insurrection by none other than his first cousin, Korach, and Korach's followers, who demand that Moses and Aaron share their power and prestige with the rest of the community. While on its face, this challenge to Moses' authority may seem reasonable to our contemporary democratic understanding of what representative leadership should look like, the Torah states that Moses' response to Korach's challenge was to yipol al panav, to fall on his face. Many commentators have speculated why such a response occurred. Some say Moses fell on his face because he was shocked, stunned by this attempted usurping of power that seemingly came out of nowhere. After all, Moses is far from the first biblical character to fall on his face. We read in the book of Genesis that when God approached Abraham at the spry age of 99 and offered to make a covenant with Abraham, he too fell on his face. Rashi imagined that Moses fell on his face in a plea for divine forgiveness for a perpetually rebellious people. Remember the golden calf incident from way back in Exodus? All the complaining about needing meat and how life would have been better if they had just stayed in Egypt.
Other rabbinic sages, such as Rashbam and Hizuki, speculated that Moses fell on his face in prayer. You could read this as a biblical version of throwing your hands up in the air, like, I cannot deal with this guy, God, you take it from here. Whether praying or pleading, this incident is often cited as the basis of many Jews' practice of nefilat al-payim, prostrating oneself during moments of sincere prayer, such as during slichot services and during the Great Aleinu during the High Holy Days. Lowering oneself in order to be humble is not something that comes naturally to many of us. We are not a people that often bows our head in prayer. In fact, just the other week, I watched Rabbi Knight teach a Torah study class all about the many instances in which the Torah instructs us to raise ourselves, lift ourselves up, not at the expense of others, but as a way of carrying oneself with pride and dignity. Still, this Shabbat, I'm thinking about the value of falling on one's face. So often when we are met with criticism or pushback, shame or embarrassment, our instinct is to act outwards, to respond with a quip, to be defensive. But what Moses is teaching us here is that it is possible, preferable even perhaps, to take a moment, to lower oneself, to look inward and to reflect before we respond. Falling on our face need not be a sign of defeat, but rather a sign of humility, of restraint, and of insight. Shabbat Shalom.
For our Aliyah, we're going to invite Susie Sholin to come and join us. Yes. Amor Rishon.
That's where we're going to start. Yes. Okay. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavarah. Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Aaron, va'ani hine natati lecha et mishmeret terumoti lecho kodshei v'nei Yisrael. Lecha netatim lemoscha ulvanecha lecho kolam. Zei yeh lecha mikodesh hakodashim min haish kol korbanam lecho min chatam ulchol chatatam lechol ashmam asher yashivu li. Kodesh kodashim lecha ulvanecha. Bekodesh hakodashim tochlenu kol zachar yochal oto. Kodesh yeh lecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen and Yashikah to Cantor Roskin. I'm going to ask everyone to turn in your prayer books to page 371. In a moment, we'll offer the prayer of Mishaberach for healing that we are so accustomed to. And the fact is, that there are many different kinds of mishaberachs that a person might have, a blessing for having an aliyah. And there are also other special blessings that are associated with the reading of Torah, okay? And this is not just because the Torah is so special, but it is because Torah is only to be read publicly in community. So when we have big moments in our lives, maybe the birth of a child, or you're getting married and you're having an afraf, or you've passed through a health challenge, we mark those moments beside the Torah so that we can celebrate in community. So Susie is offering the words of Birkat Gomel, which is found at the bottom of page 371 at the very bottom, because we have a response. So you need to be ready because we have a part to play in this blessing that acknowledges that Susie has moved through a health crisis.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shegmalanu kol tov.
And we all respond, Amen. Mi shegmalanu kol tov, hu yigmalchem kol tov selah. May you go from strength to strength, from good fortune to good fortune, and be so very filled with health and God's light. And we offer the words of Mishaberach for healing, which are right above the words of Birkat Gomel for those for whom we know they are still experiencing a need for health and well-being of body, of mind, or of spirit. If there's someone you're thinking of for Mishaberach today, please share their name. We hold those mentioned together in our heart with those whose names we do not say out loud and offer this prayer. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor haBeracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor haBeracha Leimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. The insider tips that we sometimes get in this service, because it is so intimate, is this Torah, which I think the last time I was in a chapel service, I think we looked at it very closely, is exceptionally beautiful. However, it is the most difficult Torah we have to dress. So thank you for your patience while we get this beautiful Torah squared away and returned to the ark. It just takes a little finagling because it has ivory crowns at the top, and it's so very delicate, and it has to be done just so. maybe I won't have it today. That would be, here, you've got it. You do. There we go.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it really is something. Perfect, perfection.
Okay.
Please rise as we return the Torah to the ark and then continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 586. Aleinu L'Shabeach Hakol Lateit Ketuva Le'Yotzer Shalom. Shalom. Yeah, Warner's Kaddish is on page 598. Just as we are meant to celebrate the milestones that we pass through in community, so too are we meant to mourn in community and to remember in community. Judaism is not meant to be practiced on an island. It is inherently meant to be something that draws us closer to one another. So here in this space of community, our congregation remembers during the period of Shloshim, Bel Edelman Cannon, Ron Carmon, Michael John Nabel, Susan Meyer, Mitch Ryder, Sarah Schatz, and Rodney Woodrum. At their yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death, we remember Shirley Axelrod, Jack Bine, Elizabeth Berger, Ellen Louise Bozick, Tessiano Kagadas Sr., Hadassah Cohen, Dorothy Saraski Cohen, Roy Dermack, Pansy Diamond, Lawrence Diamond, Everett Eccleston, Thelma Ehrenberg Weinstein, William Feldman, Robert Friedman, Alan Garton, Julius Gerber, Lillian Gilbert, Newton Goldberg, Caleb Son Grant, Emmanuel Groman, Bill Gupton, Leon Guggenheim, Michael Haggerty, Isidore Handelsman, Irving Hendler, Edward Hesberg, Max Hickman, Rose Holzberg, Barbara Abel Holzer, Irving Holzman, David Horowitz, Pamela Hudson, Shirley Kamenetz, Lawrence Katz, Rena Klein, Tom Lehman, Judith Lehman, Florence Yeager Levy, Oliver Littman, Edgar E. Maliver, Paul Ira Melnikoff, Mervyn Myers, Miriam Myers, Janice Knockbauer, Murray Novak, Bernard Novick, Gordon Dean Price, Joseph Rychek, Milton Rickles, Mark James Rothmel, Manuel M. Sachs, Marty Saverick, Ida Schenkel, Marilyn Schiffman, Gertrude Schwartz, Jacob Joseph Schwartz, Rose Schwartz, William Schwartz, Morris Siminoff, Rebecca Sobel, Jacob Sosnowitz, Philip Stahl, Michael Stern, Hazel Stout, Isabel Fried Vatz, Sydney Weiner, Ben Wurtzel, Robert Udell, and Marion Ziff. Is anyone else observing a yahrzeit? We rise as a congregational family to offer the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'amei amaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit ale v'yit halal shemei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom alenu Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, folks on the internet.